cup of sensitivity and a dash of charm too. Stir it in a sense of humor. And give that a while to stew. Meanwhile, in a separate bowl, mix a pint of chivalry and charisma and one loving, caring heart. Combine both of your mixtures in a pan. Slide it into the oven and soon you'll have your perfect man. And in Bollywood, we call him the Farhan Akhtar. Let's welcome him. Welcome to Starry Nights, Farhan.
Well, thank you. That's a very sweet introduction.
Thank you. You're a very sweet person. Girls flip for you, I think.
Hope like guys also like me, not only.
You're cool about that, huh?
Yeah, why not? Yeah? I mean, it's nice to be liked by people for what you do.
For what you do, yes. But you do too many things. How do you divide your time? Is it a problem? Singing, producing, directing, writing, acting?
I mean, as of now, it hasn't been. You know, I don't know how it happens. There's something that just kind of works itself out. When you really want to do something, I feel you always end up making the time for it. You know, it's the things that you don't want to do that you can never find time for.
And what is it that you avoid doing? You hate to do?
You know, in all honesty, out of all all the job profiles that I'm associated with, I think the one that's probably my least favorite is actually the hands-on production work. I think that's my least favorite.
But you've got a lovely team, I think.
No, I have an awesome team and an awesome partner. You know,
Exactly.
Who does it really well, enjoys doing it. You know, so I mean, I'm pretty blessed that way to have a partner like him.
But between direction, acting, and writing, what do you prefer?
You know, I think there is another level of joy in the writing process, where because you're actually sitting with a complete blank slate. You know, and you can now create a story from something that you've heard or that's inspired you or you've read or however you've arrived at that place. And it's such a great, of course, a mental exercise, a creative exercise, just things that you can create in your head, you know, like scenes, moments, characters. It's really difficult. It's probably one of the hardest jobs to do in the creative process, but it's the most fruitful when it comes out. When it comes out well, and then of course when a director translates it onto screen in the way that I guess a writer had imagined.
So is it all work and no play for you? Do you enjoy going out and partying, etc.?
Not really, actually. I'm not much of a going out person. No. I actually, you know, when people ask me, we're planning on going out, why don't you suggest a restaurant or a place? I have no idea what's open right now. You know, where kids or people are going and partying. I have no clue. But I prefer the slightly more home scene with my friends, you know, going to their place, them coming over. And once in a while, I mean, of course, if there's a big occasion, if someone's having something, you will go.
And what is your idea of a holiday?
You know, the fact actually is that you get so little time at home. You know, you're constantly out. You're constantly either shooting somewhere, going on whether it's location work, going for events, going for meetings, you know, traveling for forums. You're doing this constantly. So that the time actually you get at home is really very precious. You know, it's not. I'm not as lazy as I may be sounding, that I just like to sit at home and not do anything. But I enjoy the time because it happens so little.
It happens so little. So somewhere do you miss all this, or you are quite happy and content with the work that you have? Your plate is full, sometimes more than full.
Well, I mean, I feel I'm doing the kind of work that I'm enjoying. I'm doing from my limited understanding of how to choose a part. I'm doing the best that I can possibly do with what comes my way or what I can think of. And that's really where I am right now, you know, and I do hope that more challenging things will come along and that I'll get to be part of them, yeah.
So when you entered the industry independently as the maker of Dil Chahta Hai, had you expected things would change so much and so fast?
You know, I mean, the fact is that you know that things will keep changing. That's a given. You know, I mean, where we were, say, 17 years ago now, when we made Dil Chahta Hai, that was considered fresh and new. You know, and now things have changed. Newer stories are being told. Newer directors are like, I loved Kapoor and Sons that was made recently. You know, I thought it was a really, really new age kind of a film. The way the relationships were, everything. Like, I was very, very proud of Shakun when I saw that film. So I feel also the language is changing. The way people consume is changing. And that's bound to happen. So it's going to start affecting content. You know, the minute the consumption changes, the way you produce it and what you're putting out will also change.
What do you do to remain relevant? As you said, 17 years have elapsed since you entered the industry. What do you do to keep yourself relevant and to appeal to the youth? Because it is said that today, if you want to make a successful film, you have to make it for the youngsters.
Well, yeah, I mean, India is a really young country. The demographics really young. But I think the only way that's possible to do is to never be in a position where you feel like, I know it all.
Okay.
You know, I think the minute you get into that let me show you, you know, beta, how it's done, you know. I mean, that's really the beginning of the end. So the fact is that, I mean, you have to have a healthy respect for people who are now entering the film industry, you know, who are here with newer ideas, hotter blood, I guess, and very, very hungry to prove themselves. You want to partner up with those people because, you know, I mean, you were fortunate that somebody believed in you.
Correct.
You know, and that's what you're going to have to do with them. And it's the only way you can kind of keep yourself going. And then, of course, apart from that, for your own self, is have a very healthy, functioning life outside the film industry.
Okay.
That's really important. You know, I mean, if you just live in this one bubble where everybody only discusses film, you know, and everybody is only talking about who's making what and who's doing what, your mind will get completely skewed.
Who's doing what and who's doing whom?
I guess, I mean, one or the other. You know, that's really not my thing in any case. But, so I feel a life outside that, whether it includes travel, you know, friends who are not from film, you know, reading is really, really important. I feel reading just kind of keeps you very up to date with cultural changes.
You know, both your parents have been illustrious writers, big names in the industry. Did that weigh as a huge pressure on you when you entered the industry?
No, it didn't. And I think I have them to thank for it. You know, I feel the only people who can put that kind of
Pressure.
Yeah, pressure on you, or, you know, like put this cross onto your shoulder, you know, are your parents, you know, who will make you feel that you come from a certain legacy and you have to live up to it. They had no such kind of thing for Zoya and me. They were like, you know, just be happy. And whatever you do, I mean, do it seriously. You know, I think for the longest time, my parents were worried about me because anything that I took on, I would never see it through. I would not do it seriously.
Okay, you were just tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, I would just kind of do it with a burst of enthusiasm and then just give it up. You know, so I think that worried them for a long time. So that's the only thing they would tell me. Whatever you decide to do, you know, just make sure you do it
Completely and take it to its logical
take it to
conclusion.
its logical.
What kind of a childhood did you have?
What kind of childhood? It was pretty, I guess, like any other kid. You know, it was a very different city back then. You know, the outdoors was very much a part of growing up.
Growing up, huh?
You know, like you'd spend very little time in the house. You know, come back, just dump your school bag and be out. You know, either playing cricket or running down somewhere and playing football, just running around on the streets. You know, we'd play like the chore police that you call it. You know, it would not be in the compound of our building. I mean, bandstand. At that time, there were hardly anybody
buildings,
there.
yeah.
You know, so we used to just run around on the street. My doctor used to be like so worried because I was like a little MF Hussain when I was a kid. I used to always be barefoot. Yeah. I used to hate wearing shoes and slippers. So I used to run around only barefoot all over bandstand. And her dispensary was on bandstand. So every time I used to run past from there, she used to see me barefoot and she used to call up my mom and say that again wo nange pav bhag raha hai bandstand pe.
But you were quite a sportsman, huh?
No, I've always enjoyed athletics. I used to run when I was in school. I've always enjoyed that. Yeah. So to me, like having some kind of physical activity in the form of whether a workout or a sport is important.
How close were you to Zoya?
We're still very close.
Okay.
Yeah.
As children also, you were very close, or you used to have your
No,
share of fights?
all siblings fight.
You used to bully her, or she used to bully you?
No, she was the bully.
Really?
I was the brat and she was the bully.
Okay.
So it was a very lethal combination. So, yeah. So I used to trouble her quite a bit. I used to love troubling her. She was.
You
very,
still do?
Not anymore. Now, I mean, times have changed. But yeah, we used to fight about things.
And you're
Like I
closer
used to
to
eat up all the chocolates when I was a kid.
Okay.
Hers before mine.
That's used to hide yours, huh? Did you have a pet name then?
I really actually don't have a pet name as such. Like I guess the closest is Farah, my cousin, and Zoya. When we were kids, they used to call me Fru.
Fru,
Yeah,
oh
they used to
wow.
call me Fru. So I used to call her Fra. I used to call her Farah. I used to call her Fra, and she used to call me Fru.
And Zoya? Zoya is already a very
Zoya
short
is
name.
already very
Zo.
Yeah, once in a while it comes Zoya.
You know, Your Dil Chahta Hai was like a slice of life film, and the viewer felt that this is probably taken or things from the film are probably borrowed from your life. Do you like to borrow from what you have seen, what you have experienced in every film of yours, or sometimes it could be absolutely different?
Well, it can also be absolutely different. Dil Chahta Hai, of course, it resonated the time that I grew up in. It resonated the kind of friendship
Yeah.
that me and my friends shared. And then there were few and like little characteristics of friends that I had enjoyed about them that I, excuse me, incorporated into the characters. And even with Laksh, like I felt when I heard the script, that Ritik's dilemma in the first half, again, like I said, of, doing things and not seeing them
Not
through.
seeing them through, yeah.
Was something that I could totally identify with. And I felt like, so here's a nice story of a guy like me, who's found his calling in a different way, but really, really sees it through, to its logical conclusion. And I found that very inspirational and motivational. So there was that. With Dawn was just I love the movie. So, there is a certain personal connect to it. But with other films, when they come your way, like the ones I've acted in, so I think the one that's probably very far removed from who I am, I think one would be Karthik calling Karthik, which is a very, very different character. That was actually I think the first big stretch for me as a creative person. Because even with Rock On, it was still close to home. It was the kind of music that I liked.
Correct.
Again, the kind of life, Bombay life.
Yes.
There was all of that. With Luck by Chance, it was about the film industry. You've seen this kind of stuff happen. You have, you've seen people struggle. I've seen my sister wait 7 years to make her film. Like actors constantly saying no. All of that came into the film. It's very interesting. Sorry, I'm just going to digress.
Sure.
But it's really interesting. The story of that film and the story of the making of that movie are so similar.
Oh,
it's like
Luck by Chance.
Yeah, like you have this thing where this guy is putting a film together and everyone says no,
and this
they have to
happened
just
actually.
Where like they almost start filming, then the actors leave the film, then they just have to wait. Nobody is doing it. Then they cast somebody who's a newcomer to be in that film.
So you mean
And
to
Luck
say
by
actually people...
It was exactly the story of Luck by Chance. Luck by Chance was cast. It was going to be made. We were all ready to start shooting it. Then the actor backed out. And then it again went into a loop of it. And then it took about 6.5 to 7 years to finally, after going to everyone and everyone saying no, like, yes, no, and it takes time. I think people would like to believe you meet somebody and within a meeting they tell you, yaar, nahi, I'm not going to do it. It takes 4 months, 5 months.
Yeah. And sometimes they never say, you have to just understand.
Exactly, sometimes people want to hear it 3 times before they decide. So things take time and before you know it, like years have gone past. So it took about 6.5 to 7 years where almost every person that we went to, just kind of played around with it and then eventually kind of turned it down. And then finally it was done by me because I had started acting by then. When we wanted to make it, I had only made Dil Chahta Hai. That's the only film that I had made. So it was a very interesting parallel.
And now we are embarking on our rapid fire round. So you better put on your thinking cap and get going. The first set of questions you have to answer in yes or no. Just yes or no. So the first one, have you ever told anyone, tu janta nahi, mera baap kaun hai?
No.
Have you ever seen a film and thought, I could have done it better?
Yes.
You'd not like to name it?
No, you said yes or no.
Smart
I'm following your rules.
Have you ever fallen in love at first sight?
Yes.
Have you ever used your singing skills to impress a girl?
Yes.
Have you ever embarrassed yourself on a date?
Yes.
Come on now. At least this you can tell us how.
Arey?
We'll make an exception.
Not many people know that, one thing, I have this, my hands are not very steady.
Yeah,
I have a little bit of a shake. I think I got this from my father.
Yeah, I've noticed that, yes, exactly.
Yeah. So, one of the first times, this is I think I was just in my first year of college or something, and then I asked this girl out. And I was so nervous, that my handshakes had become like a lot more out of being really nervous. And she must have thought that there's something really wrong with me. Because we were there, and you could go to open house, like those kind of places back then, Café, Seaside, that kind of thing. And every time I would try to pass her something, my hands were going like this. And I was just so embarrassed, and I just kept saying, it's not, my hands are not usually. It was terrible. Yeah.
Okay, the next set of questions you have to answer in one word now. Okay. It necessarily shouldn't be yes or no.
Sure.
The one thing that makes you rock on?
My kids.
A film star who, according to you, is the dawn of Bollywood?
The dawn of Bollywood. For me, it's Shah Rukh Khan.
The one person in your life who makes you say, Dil dhadakne do?
Wow. I think, again, that would be my daughters.
One thing you are better at than your dad?
My hands shake less.
But you're much younger to him. One thing that annoys you about your sister Zoya?
That she only tells the truth.
Oh, she's too honest. Huh?
She's too honest, over honest. There is such a thing.
You fib sometimes?
Oh yeah, of course.
All the time?
No, not all the time.
Not
Sometimes.
Sometimes. And
White
when
lies.
to get out of a tricky situation or a sticky situation?
No, I mean sometimes people don't want to hear what you really have to say.
Okay.
You know, so then you just tell them what they want to hear, and
then
life
get along.
moves on in a peaceful kind.
And now the next set of questions are your firsts. So I'm going to tell you about some firsts of your life. Whatever comes first to your mind, you'll have to say that. Okay. So the first day of shooting.
Yeah, Dil Chahta Hai. Scene between Amir, Akshay and Saif, where Saif tells them he's met Pooja and he's fallen in love with her.
First paycheck.
First paycheck would be when I was an assistant on Himalaya Putra, and I got paid my first check for the whole film, which was about 2,500 rupees.
Oh, wow. First celeb crush.
First celeb crush would be, I think my neighbor Rekha would be my first. Yeah, I lived right next door to her. I was enamored by her.
First date.
First date in school, and now I won't take names because life has moved on from there. But yeah, in school.
In school. First kiss.
Also in school.
Also in school. First breakup.
Also in school.
Also in school.
Yeah. And all within a week.
And Farhan, the next set of questions are what if situations. So you'll have to answer what if. What if you were not born in a film family?
Wow. What if I was not born in a film family? Well, I don't know. I think I'd still. I can't imagine any other life. So I think I'd have to struggle in a different kind of way.
Okay. What if you woke up and realized that you're turned into your father, Javed Akhtar? What would you do?
My God, I'd start immediately reading up on all the Urdu poetry that I can't read right now.
You're not fond of Urdu poetry?
No, it's not that. I love Urdu poetry. I can't read Urdu.
You can't read.
Yeah, so I'd immediately start reading because then I'd understand it.
What if you had to make your own band? Which three people from Bollywood would you pick up as your fellow band members?
Well, they have to be able to play.
Correct.
So, one of the few people that I know who does play Saif, he plays guitar. So, I think Saif definitely is in. Then who else plays? I think Amir, I remember, used to play drums.
Okay.
I don't know, he obviously not played for a while, but he's very fond of playing drums.
Okay.
So maybe I could rekindle his passion for playing drums and have him in the band. So that would be a drummer. And there's some, whether it's Alia, whether it's Pariniti, whether it's Shraddha, they're great singers. So a female singer.
Okay, good you named them because I thought almost it's coming to making Dil Chahta Hai again. What if you were stuck with three actresses in a lift? Who would you want them to be?
Who would I want them to be?
Yeah, in the elevator.
Wow, I get a choice in this.
Yes, of course, you're the
I
lucky
would like
one.
to be stuck in there. I think maybe Katrina, for sure, because she'll be a lot of fun to be stuck in a lift with. She'll have many interesting things to say. So her, Priyanka.
Why Priyanka?
I enjoy their company. I'm also hung out with these people, so I mean, I
okay.
can only talk about people I know. So her and Shraddha, I guess.
Shraddha Kapoor. And why Shraddha?
Because if you're stuck there for long, I'll ask her to sing a couple of songs. I love the way she sings.
What if you turned therapist? What advice would you give the following? Amir Khan.
What advice would I give Amir?
As a therapist.
I think at this point, Amir needs no advice from anybody. Well, I don't know what to say. Go out more often.
Go out. Like you, he's a homebird.
Yeah, like that. No, yeah.
Shraddha Kapoor.
What advice would I give her? And I would actually tell her that she should, this I've been saying to her since I first met her, she should really should just reveal this talent of singing to the world, I think.
She's a good singer.
She's an amazing singer.
Karan Johar.
What would I tell Karan? I think I tell Karan that sometimes it's better to just have an inner monologue.
Deepika Padukone.
What would I tell Deepika? I guess on a slightly more serious note with her, that since I'm a therapist, that she's not alone in this depression thing that she suffered. There's many other people.
That's very thoughtful. Yeah. And Farhan Akhtar, the actor.
What would I tell Farhan Akhtar, the actor? Make better choices.
Well, Farhan, it has been a pleasure
Thank
talking
you.
to you. Thank you very much. And before you leave, we've got a certificate for you.
Film industry में आपका स्वागत है. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Midas man. And Farhan, as a token of our appreciation, this is a small gift hamper.
Thank
for
you very much.
Thank you so much.
Very kind. I look forward to going back to the van and tearing it open.
Thank you.
I feel the film industry was a different place before Rapid Fire. Everybody got along really well. Then came the Rapid Fire out.